like a lot of people make music.
Yeah.
Someone gets signed, but damn near nobody has a hit record.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody has a record that spins. You know
It's
what
hard.
I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a hard thing to do.
And I remember Cross the Border.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Do you like what was it like just making that record and actually having a hit record, a record that was hitting?
Yeah. Well, before I even get into that, the thing I always like to tell people, because I know we were in the era of people who like to be like one-hit wonders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's when people talk like that. But the reality is we had 2-hit records. Because Please Don't Mind was bigger than Cross the Border actually on the charts. Yeah, 100%. Like it was bigger.
I just remember Cross
Yeah,
the Border.
yeah, yeah. But Please Don't Mind was bigger. You know what I mean? Of a song. I mean, we met the Neptunes, and that was like another benchmark in our life. Like, even though they were like relatively new when we met them, you could just feel it. You know what I mean? Like, they had some hits under their belt. Don't get me wrong, but like, you could just feel it. Like, I mean, we could, and we ain't familiar with the industry, but I was like, these dudes are special. Like, they different, and we always were different. So it was just a perfect match, and Cross the Border was crazy, dog. Like, it was definitely crazy because when we went on tour, our video had got banned because they said it was like a blatant drug smuggling video and song and all this stuff. So we didn't get a lot of airplay visually, but it was a hit. So it was on the radio crazy. It was number 3 in the country. I think it peaked at number 3 on Billboard, and it stayed there for a while. And when we were on tour, we'd do all these songs and people would be rocking, but you always could tell, like, when Cross the Border dropped, it's like, then they realized who it was. Like, it was always that moment of, like, you could just look and see everybody looking at each other and like, oh, shit, like, that's them. Like, you know what I mean? And that used to feel good. And if we had our video, it wouldn't even have been like that. But, because it was only on Uncut, people ain't really get to see it like that. Or the box. It was on the box, but, Yeah.
They actually always in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Yeah, the box. Yeah. So it was a good thing. It was a good. We had some records. Yeah, it was good.
I mean, at that time, like Philly. That's like around the time Philly started really going crazy.
It was the new rap renaissance.
Yeah.
For sure, without question, that was the moment. Yeah.
Like, how often do people, when they talk about that era, do they talk about your role in it?
Oh,
because you had a special role in terms of bringing Beanie Sigel to meet Jay-Z.
Yeah.
Can you talk about, your role in how what you've done has trickled down and affected Philadelphia as a whole in terms of hip-hop?
I mean, me and my old manager, we talk about it a lot lately. You know what I mean? Because understandably, people, like, before I even say that, just say, imagine you had somebody who you looked up to very, very much, I'm not like this, but some people are. Like, you had somebody you looked up to very much, and they helped you in all kind of ways, but you didn't have none of that shit going on before you met that person. And then you start to get it going on. Some people like to distance themselves from that person because it's an identity crisis, and they feel like, if I'm doing you can't be around. You know what I mean? So people kind of tried to write us out of it. Like, when they talk about it, they would try to like act like, well, we on this tip and we about this shit and we about that shit. And the fact of the matter is, like, Philly's Most Wanted, all we talked about was that shit until we met Pharrell. That's how we got commercial viable records and things of that nature, commercially viable records and stuff. We was all talking about shoot it up, bang, bang. Like, our environment. So, like, the idea that, like, we was not the hard ones, these people was the hard ones, and this was, like, that shit just not true. You know what I mean? Like, we always on that shit, period. You know what I mean? And even more so than some of the other people that claim to be, because they clicked up and got that residual, effect. Like, they was really with the shits, but they weren't with the shits. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it was just, people try to write us out of it. I know what it is. A lot of people know what it is if they really know, but, like, I don't really feel that energy because people try to act like it didn't happen a lot. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. It don't bother me, though. Yeah.
If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, hit the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest drops.